Okay, so this is the Nerdy Nonsense Podcast. We're just two nerdy guys that like to talk about stuff. This is episode 54, or episode 4 if you consider the time skip.
Volume 2, yeah.
Yes.
We had our time skip lore and all that stuff.
We all got a bunch of new Devils for powers.
Yeah, we have new powers.
All right. This week's been a little bit weird, but there's been some good stuff.
Yeah, there has been a lot of announcements. Some as far as today, even. I had one stuff put today, but yeah.
Do you want to go first about what you did this week?
Sure. I've been playing Jedi Survivor as I don't know if I started last week. Oh no, actually last week when we recorded, I was finishing Horizon Burning Shores, and then I said I will start Jedi Survivor the following day, so that's what I did. I've been playing pretty much all week long, and even though I thought it will take me longer, I think I should be able to finish the game in a couple of days, at least the main story, because finding all the secrets and all the collectibles, that's gonna take me a while.
There's a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but so far the game is really good. The story is also good. And yeah, the only annoying thing is some of the acrobatics because I suck at them, but otherwise everything else is fine. Let's see. Other than that, just watching my shows. Titans finished this week. The last episode was kind of weird because I didn't realize it was the last episode. It didn't feel like a finale until the last couple minutes.
It was the actual series finale, right?
Yeah,
like it's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's a series finale. So it felt weird. Other stuff, just the shows that my regular shows. Couple new things that I added this week was on Hulu this FX show called or sci-fi. Oh, it's a sci-fi show. Reginald the Vampire. It has the guy from Homecoming.
He was in the newest Spider-Man ones. He was Peter's best friend.
Yeah. Wow, I forget his name. But yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about because we downloaded or started watching the show.
Yeah.
We got 2 episodes in and then forgot about it.
Yeah, Jacob Batalon, yes. Whatever you pronounce it. But yeah, he's the lead.
Really good in the show.
Oh yeah, the show is good. Thankfully, I saw they renew it for a second season, so I'm glad to see more of that. It's a really cookie show. If you like those cookie sci-fi shows like Warehouse 13 or something like that, it's in the same vein, which I like it. So I finished that, and then I started the Muppets Mayhem, which debuted yesterday. And first I thought that they will drop only one episode or they will go weekly like the other shows, but apparently they dropped the whole season at once. So
they did?
They did, yeah.
Oh, I haven't gone on Disney Plus since a couple weeks ago when The Mandalorian ended.
Yeah. I mean, no, I did last week. I was watching Visions. But yeah, I've been watching that and enjoying it so far. They're doing so good by not needing, at least so far, any other of the Muppets. The only Muppets that you see are the title Mayhem and maybe just a couple more, but not the Kermit and all this. Just regular Muppets from background Muppets, whatever. And then you have
John Ralphio's in it from Parks and Rec, and there's a bunch of other really good
there's
actors in this show.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of actors and musicians as well. Half of them are playing themselves, and then the other half are playing just other people. Like Ben Schwartz is playing like a job consultant for Animal, and they had this whole hilarious exchange. But and then you have
Yeah.
the main lead from Smashing Pumpkins. He's in there in the first episode as himself. So
Oh, Billy Corgan.
yeah, Billy Corgan. There you go. I knew it was Billy something, but I couldn't remember. But yeah, he's there as himself. Chicken Chong are in there as themselves. So yeah, but so far it's good. I haven't finished it. I'm halfway through it. It's also like half an hour episodes.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I thought that they were going to be, because I think the way they described it the first time at D23, and I think this was announced, what was it, 3 years ago?
Yeah, more or less.
That it was going to be like a quick, super short, 15 minutes a piece, whatever. So I'm very excited to hear that it's like 30 minutes. And just from what I've heard from other people who are like huge Muppets fans like you, that it's amazing. I think we're going to start watching it either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, so far it's good. And then the other thing that I commented on last week was Bobkins on
Pumpkins, yes.
yeah on Paramount Plus, I think, or Peacock. One of the two. I always confuse the content on each one. This is the David Peterson show. It's a quote unquote self biography show, but you know, it's some of the stuff are over the top. And like I said, also just like with the Muppets, you have a lot of cameos from guest stars, but half of them are playing themselves, and then the other half are playing them a character. And the only weird thing, unlike the Muppets ones, like these ones, the cameos are kind of unnecessary. And I see a lot of people commenting that online when they're talking about the show. It looks like it's like cameo the show or something like that because they're just showing up for one scene that might not make any sense or just brings nothing to the main plot, and they just go away. I think that the ones that are playing themselves at least make more sense because you know David Peterson, he's in the whole you know movie industry and whatever, so it makes sense on that side. But then when you have I don't know who was the one that was the weirdest one for me, Keenan Thompson showing up as a referee for a basketball game for one scene just to say something and then disappear. I was like, that was kind of unnecessary, but whatever. But yeah,
Weird.
that and then that's pretty much it. Like I said, most of my time has been Jedi Survivor at this point. What about you?
So I wasn't planning on buying Jedi Survivor yet, but I ended up buying it. I think it was Tuesday night at like 8 o'clock. I played maybe 5 minutes of it that night. I didn't get to play a whole lot because it took forever to download.
Yeah.
But plus I had to delete a couple games off my PS5 in order to get it installed. But I played a little bit of it that night. I picked it back up 2 nights ago. What was it, Thursday night? So I've been playing it pretty regularly every night since Thursday. I like it, but something about the combat just feels weird. I'm not a huge fan of the way the combat works because it seems very clunky and kind of not effective. And I don't remember it being the case in the
first game.
The first game. So I don't know if that's just me because I'm still in quote unquote the tutorial level because I played a little bit this afternoon and I only got right up to the 7th sister.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's very early.
Yeah, so like I'm not super far into the game yet, but the lore, the story, the characters, I cried during the first 20 minutes of the story, like the actual first 20 minutes of the story so far. Maybe really sad. But I'm liking the game a lot. I am a little disappointed about, and I guess we'll talk about this a little bit later about not picking up Tears of the Kingdom yet. But I'm
Oh yeah,
more glad because there's a lot of weird glitches with it, which I guess we'll talk about later. But not bad. I'm liking the game so far. We've also been kind of watching, or I've been watching a anime that just picked up again this spring season in anime, called Birdie Wing, which is like it's a golf anime.
because of course there's a golf anime.
Yeah.
I mean,
the first part of the first season of this show came out 2 years ago, and we didn't think we were going to get a second season, and then apparently they were like late into December last year, and they announced that there was going to be a second season, and it just started airing about 6 weeks ago.
Mm.
So I'm like 3 episodes in now. 2 or 3, yeah, 3 episodes I think. It's pretty good, you know. If you like golf and you like anime that are about golf, it's a very much slice of life kind of laid back. You can just zone out and watch the anime.
Oh, okay. So it's not a sports anime that is like over the top.
Oh
like,
no!
It's
Yeah,
not.
no, I'm
It's
not super
not.
into like Haikyuu.
It's not Blue Lock, but for golf.
Yeah, no, not that. But so far it's pretty good. The other show that we've been kind of watching, trying to look through the things that we've watched.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't really been a whole lot. Ghost was pretty good. They had another episode, and then I think now it's on hiatus again because of the
Which one?
the writer strike. But the episode The Air that came out on the 11th was pretty good, and the episode that came out last week about who done it, about who murdered what's her name, was I thought pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, I've been mostly just working and trying to play when I have time playing Jedi Survivor.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that I saw that is on HBO Max, soon to be called Max, in fact, in a couple of weeks, is this movie with William Dafoe called Inside, and it's fucking crazy because it's pretty much the whole premise is that William Dafoe is a thief that gets locked inside this rich people house that is like fortified, like like safe house, whatever, and he's just slowly going insane, and it's just him the entire time. So, but the movie, holy crap, is insane. It's really good.
It looks pretty good. I'm kind of excited. The other thing that we were gonna watch this week since it came to streaming was Renfield. We still haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited to see that too.
Nice.
But that does look really good. I'm excited. Anything with Willem Dafoe, I'm automatically like a hell yeah.
Oh yeah, and obviously I saw Guardians of the Galaxy on Monday, Volume 3.
Oh right, how did you like it?
Oh, I love it. This was a great send off to this team and James Gunn in general. I guess spoilers ahead for those that haven't seen it. Just wait like 5 minutes or so. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. I was expecting them to kill someone. The fact that nobody died in this was amazing, especially since all the advertisement and everything. We were like, "Oh yeah, Rocket is the one dying." And then throughout the movie,
it was very heavily implied that it was either going to be Rocket or Drax or both.
Drax, yeah. And then throughout the movie, I was like, "Is also Quill gonna die at the end?" And then they had the fake out with Adam Warlock, I mean, coming at the end and doing the God pose, Adam and God in space. That was hilarious. But yeah, Cosmo, best dog. Don't call her a bad dog. Uh, Also, I like the fact that they don't have Gamora and Peter together at the end. Like
I was very worried that going into this, they were going to kind of
that they were
retcon
gonna
a
do
little
that.
bit of what
Yeah,
happened after Endgame. I'm super happy that they kind of went in this direction.
and then
She's her
yeah,
own Gamora, basically.
yeah, she's her own person. She's not the same one. So I'm actually good about that. How they ended up for all the characters easily, they can come back if they want to. We know for the by the credits that Quill is coming back anyways eventually, even though we have a new Guardians team. And oh my god, having Phyla Bell on that, I wasn't expecting her to show up. So I was like, oh great. So eventually we should be getting Moondragoon for the from other classic Guardians characters. That's
I was super excited. Again, I think I said it last week when we saw it that Rocket's backstory seemed a lot more tragic in this movie than it did in the comics.
oh my god, I cried so many times in this movie over the stupid raccoon and
I turned over like I'm bawling my eyes out over what's happening with Rocket. I turn over to Allison and she was also bawling. Like,
the part where
streaming tears
yeah.
down her face.
Yeah,
And we're both just I grabbed her hand and we were both like crying together. Like it was emotional.
yeah, when they show Lila and the others dying, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was crying, especially Thor was screaming in the background, or like, "Run,
That whole scene where
run!"
oh my god, I lost my shit. That was where like the tears just like Niagara Falls just let loose.
Oh yeah, I cried.
When Lila, Floor, and Teefs died. Like I was so upset.
I cried many times in that movie. At least,
and then towards the end, when he's almost about to die, and they're like, "It's not your time. You still have stuff to do." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "You have friends. You got to go help them.
And then
we'll see you, but it's not your time yet."
And then
I was just like bawling.
Yeah, and then when they're fighting the High Evolutionary at the end, and he's like, "My name is Rocket Raccoon." I was like, "Oh my god!"
He finally accepted it. It's been what, like almost 8 years, 6 years that he's been
a little bit more
to use the Rocket moniker.
The Raccoon moniker, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that I agree a little bit with the internet is that how they portray Alan Warlock.
He was kind of a throwaway character.
I mean, yeah, that and also it makes sense because they mentioned that he came out of his cocoon earlier, so he's technically a child in this, like a couple days old, so that makes sense. But still, waiting all those years, I'm like, oh, cool, we're gonna get the Alan Warlock from the comics, this wise and serious and cool character, and nope, get something else. But again, it makes sense if you pay attention to the plot. But hopefully, in the next couple movies, that I'm for sure hoping that this team come back. We'll see him go up into the Alan Warlock, or a version of the Alan Warlock that we know from the comics.
We first saw him at the end, like in the credit scene for Guardians 2, right?
Yeah, he was inside the cocoon being born, cook, whatever you want to call it.
So I mean,
and Aisha,
time skip because of Endgame. We're looking at 3, 4, 8, almost 10 years.
Yeah, more
so he
or
would have
less.
been technically, I guess, the mind of a 10-year-old at the time of Guardians 3.
Yeah, that's why I said a child, so that makes sense. Even though he was more or less born a couple days earlier, but I guess they go them to come out already like adult, like they're people. So,
well, it's kind of highly implied that whole race created by the High Evolutionary was perfect stature, I guess,
Yeah,
or
so
physical attributes. Perfect.
I will
So
guess that they are born or cook inside that thing for a long time before coming out perfect, quote unquote perfect.
So I'm
But yeah,
not super worried about it. The actor who played him, I forget his name. I
Will
thought he did
Porter.
fantastic. Yeah, I thought he was amazing.
Oh yeah, he was good for what he had to do. Yeah, he was good. But
The
yeah,
the characters, like the character development we saw in like Drax and Nebula and even Mantis at the end of the movie, I thought was just cherry on top to like almost a perfect movie.
oh yeah, especially Nebula. Nebula had the biggest character arc between Volume 1, Avengers Endgame, and this one.
Right.
And
Like
especially
her turning around and going, "We're not killing people." I was like, "What? Since when are you not killing people?"
and also her relationship with Rocket, because if
Because
you
they were the only two that survived.
yeah,
I
so
didn't really take into account that whole
yes,
dynamic at the beginning of the movie, and then like you could see it playing out the
yeah,
whole time.
so they've been together 5 years longer than everyone else,
It,
and
it,
that's why it makes sense that in the holiday special she will bring him a gift,
right, exactly.
and obviously
I thought
he
I
will.
would give this movie like an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh yeah, easily around that. Yeah, for me the same.
It's not a perfect movie, but it was just such a well written, such a well acted movie. Like honestly, better than Ant Man. And I
Yep.
loved Ant Man. And I went into this going, okay, well, Ant Man Volume 3, whatever. But this was so good. I was blown away, to be super honest.
Yeah, it's so freaking good. But yep, that was the other thing that I did. I,
I guess we can get into the news now.
so I'm gonna skip all the strike stuff to the end, since I've been compiling all the news that has been dropping about that throughout the week. So it's kind of not that long, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'm just gonna go into the other stuff, mostly casting and reveals of release dates or whatever. So the first thing, the Bear season 2 got an official release. It will be June 22nd on Hulu, which is really good. That is coming soon. That show is so freaking good. So I'm glad that it's getting us that we're getting the second season. Have you seen the Bear?
Yes. Well, I've seen most of The Bear. I didn't get to finish it because Allison wasn't a huge fan of it. I think we saw 2 or 3 episodes together, and then she was like,
Mhm.
I don't like this.
Um,
And I've kind of tried to watch it on my own, and I haven't really gotten to finish it yet.
yeah, it's a little on the stress side, but I like that part and all the stuff. So yeah, I'm glad that it's coming soon. The second announcement for official release confirmation: Good Omens season 2 is coming on July 28th on Prime Video, which is good because that second season has been on developing for since around the pandemic, so around 3 years, 4 years by now. It has been forever.
I'll be honest, I never finished the first season because they kind of did that like mid-season hiatus.
Oh yeah.
During I think they did what 12 episodes, and like at episode 6 they were like, oh well, it'll be a year or so before the next part of this season. So we never finished it. I've seen clips. I'm excited, obviously,
Yeah.
because I love David Tennant. He's one
Oh,
of my favorite actors of all
David
time.
Tennant steals the show in
Yeah.
this.
So, like, I'm super excited to see this come back.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Let's see if I have more TV shows. So today, in fact, we got the trailer for the Doctor Who specials. So apparently, we're not getting one, not two, but three Doctor Who specials with David Tennant as well, and Catherine Tate as Donna. Donna. Uh, I was shocked that we're getting three specials rather than one. So it's gonna be more.
I honestly thought, and there's been a lot of speculation because what the heck's his name? The writer that also did Sherlock.
Oh,
Um,
damn it! I forgot his name. Yeah,
but he's back writing now for
the
Doctor
news.
Who.
Yeah,
So I thought we might get one extended episode in the season and then a special. But three specials was like a surprise to me. Like I'm excited.
yeah. They're releasing later this year. They haven't. I don't think that we have a concrete date, but the titles are. Special one is the Star Beast. Special number two is Wild Blue Yonder, and special three is the Giggle. And I think is the Neil Patrick Harris is in the Wild Blue Yonder, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, is gonna be. I'm glad to have these two together longer because they are my favorite Doctor and companion grouping or pair or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm happy that those two are together even longer than we expected. Let's see. Sticking with TV. So apparently, Bob Iger announced to this week that Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN will combine into one app or streaming location by the end of this year.
Yeah, he said by 2024.
Yeah, by the end of
So
2023, beginning of 2024. Yeah,
apparently during their second quarter earnings report, they were down 484 million on Disney Plus.
mhm.
So I guess they're scrambling to, and we kind of expect. I think it was you who called this a while back, like a couple years ago,
Yeah,
that they were going to combine Hulu Plus and Disney Plus into one. I didn't expect ESPN to also be in there, but given how poor ESPN's been doing for the last, I don't know, 10 years, I'm not that surprised. But I don't know how this is going to work. Is it all going to be under Hulu? Is it all
Well,
going to be under Disney Plus? Like,
it
they
makes
haven't really announced how it's going to work yet.
well. The thing is, the USA is the only one that has Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN separate. Uh, Everywhere else, at least Disney and Hulu stuff are under the same banner. Only Disney Plus. They have a whole section called Stars on the app itself, and that's where all the Hulu stuff will go. Also, 20th Century Fox movies, depending on the region that that they can play or whatever. So it's not weird. In fact, it was weird that the US was the only one that had all of this content across three different streaming platforms.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm surprised it took this long for them to kind of combine them all.
Well, yeah, because I guess is because all the Hulu content was living there before even the 20th Century Fox purchase happened. So I'm gonna assume there was a contract to keep it there for a while, and now the contract is expiring, and obviously they don't want to pay whatever fees maybe they're
Royalties
paying.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, royalties or fees to maintain the stuff over there and just roll it back into Disney Plus. I know they have a percentage of the share, like 60% or something on Hulu. So
I
probably
think it's more now. I don't remember what the exact is, but I think they own like 70% now.
Yeah, so they could easily sell that, bring their stuff into Disney Plus, and just keep it all into one banner. And
Which honestly would be the smartest thing to do because
oh yeah,
I don't know why they had everything so spread out because it makes it harder for people to find stuff. And especially like if it's Disney, but Disney R or Disney adult, whatever.
yeah,
The only country that cares seems to be the US. And even then, most people in the US don't even give a shit about that.
yeah. Like I
It
said,
should all just
probably
be in the same banner.
yeah, like I said, probably they had a deal with Hulu until the year 2024 or something like that. And now that it's ending, is they're rolling back everything into one.
I think
Also,
NBC was the other controlling stake in Hulu.
yeah, and also they there were some comments that some of the content will be removed because of the cost. I'm gonna assume all the stuff that they don't 100% own will be removed probably because I don't see them removing like TV shows they produce like the Star Wars and the MCU ones. I can see stuff that they have co-produced with I don't know FX and those kind of stuff just staying in there for a while and then coming back later, just like
Right. I
HBO
think some
does.
of it that they've kind of done with FXX or I forget what the other producer was or the other
Like the Orville will be one of those, for example.
right, exactly. So I think that some of it is gonna still like I'd say probably 90% of the stuff, the content is gonna end up going to Disney Plus, but there's still gonna be that 10% that's bound to Disney Plus or Hulu Plus rather.
Yeah, and so yeah, they're gonna cut that, but and just like the other streamings uh, that even though they own some of their stuff, they still cut them and then they bring it back a couple months later for a while. Probably they're gonna do the same. So I wouldn't freak out about losing the show, but you never know.
Kind of
Let
reorganized some of their Disney Plus releases too, which is a
yeah.
little annoying. Um,
Oh yeah, because there's a rumor that Loki has been pushed now to November.
right, Loki's been pushed. Apparently, there's not going to be a second season now of Moon Knight. There's a few things that have kind of changed because they're just it's not Disney Plus is not performing as well as they want it to be,
Yeah, talks
which is
are like
very disappointing.
yeah, there are talks that instead of a second season, they're gonna just do a special presentation like they did with Werewolf Fight Night and the Guardians
Right.
of Holiday special. And well, we'll see what they do. Now we can move into movies. I just have two stuff. Actually, no, I have three stuff. One was I added one today. Actually, I have a couple more. I forgot to add the other one, but I still have it in my memory. So the first thing is Beetlejuice finally received uh, a release date, an official release date. It will be coming out on September 6th, 2024. Aside from Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton coming back from the first film, it was finally confirmed that Jenna Ortega is playing Lydia's daughter. And then also initially they announced that Justin Theroux is also in the cast. Then later on the week, they announced Monica Bellucci is as well as in the movie. She's playing Beetlejuice's wife, and the goat William Dafoe is also on the film.
The William Dafoe throws me off so much because I don't know what he's going to do. Not that I'm worried. I'm just curious.
Either he's gonna be Ghost or the quote unquote bad guy in the underworld, perhaps.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Or he's gonna be one of those mystical guys that probably is gonna be like, I can find you, Ghost, and destroy it or whatever, and be also like a maybe not a bad guy, but one obstacle that the main characters have to deal with. Because if we remember, Beetlejuice in the end is a bad guy in the first film. It's just the TV show that changed that into making him good, but we don't know whether the animated series is canon to the movies, especially to this one. So we'll see.
Very intrigued.
Yeah, I'm intrigued as well, but I cannot wait to see some footage for that. The next thing is Freaky Friday is getting a sequel. As it was announced that it's in the works as Disney, and Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan will be coming back to reprise their roles.
I'm assuming it's going to be Lindsay Lohan's kids.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they do a triple Freaky Friday, like
could be, or a quadruple if she has 2 kids. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
when they first announced this, I was like, you know what? They got Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm on board.
Yeah, could be fun, or it could be Hocus Pocus 2, which to me was good, or it could be what is a sequel that didn't land? Let's see, Zoolander 2. There you go. It can be either one or the other. But we'll see. I mean, Lindsay Lohan is having her return to movies and stuff like that, so we'll see how she does.
It's like a Lindsay Lohan renaissance right now.
I wouldn't call it as renaissance, since so far all the stuff that I see her has been like just streaming movies and not the good ones. So, but
the other thing is, like, I don't know if you had this on your notes, was the Haunted Mansion stuff that came out. Did you see any of that yet?
Oh no, I haven't. Enlighten me.
Finally see Jamie Lee Curtis as Madame Leota.
Ooh.
And it looks phenomenal.
Ooh,
I was very worried when they decided to go with Jamie Lee Curtis as opposed to the original actress that portrayed Madame Leota on the ride, and then her daughter when they updated it.
Oh, I see it. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good. And there was some other stuff, set designs and some other things that were leaked too or shown.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good. Like I was already on board, especially since Jamie Lee Curtis is the queen of horror.
Horror, yeah.
And like the cast is completely stacked in that movie. So.
And also, she's an anime nerd because she likes One Piece.
Yeah, I know.
And she wants to play Dr. Kureha.
When she said that recently, I was like, you know what? Yes, please put her in the Netflix show.
Give it to her. I don't care. Give it to her. She knows who Kureha is. I don't care now.
Right.
Just give it to her.
The fact that she knew who they were and that she was like, I want to play this person. Like Netflix, contact Jamie Lee Curtis, please put her in the show. I'm all for it. But everything coming out about this movie, I'm so excited. I think it comes out in July of this year.
Yes, I believe so. Let me just double check.
I was so hyped about it before, but like I'm even more hyped now because it looks incredible.
Is coming out July 28th. Yep.
So I'm excited.
Oh yeah, me too. Especially to see in that picture.
Yeah, she looks really good.
Oh yeah, she looks amazing. Let's see. So there were so this piece of news came out yesterday, and is the most hilarious thing ever. So first, apparently Vin Diesel said on a red carpet for, I want to say, Guardians of the Galaxy, because I don't know where else he will be talking on the red carpet, that probably the Fast X movies will be a trilogy. So now you have your Final Fantasy X1, X2, and X3 jokes going around.
It was last night, which would be today, in Rome, because they did
Guardians.
No, apparently there was a Fast and the Furious red carpet event in Rome.
Oh. Also, it was a Fast.
Saturday, May 13th in Rome.
Huh,
so I guess that's like, I don't know what the time difference is. I think it's like 8 hours or 7 hours or something like that. So
yeah, I saw that yesterday. So, but yeah, he let it out when answering a question that probably is gonna be a trilogy of Fast X movies instead of having one. We're gonna have three, and
Yeah.
then
I,
the
I don't
next,
know how I feel
yeah,
about this, but
I
we'll
know
see.
it's hilarious. And then the most hilarious part of all this is later that day, later yesterday, it was announced that The Rock will be back on the Fast X.
Which
No,
is wild because he said he'd never show up in another Fast and the Furious movie ever again.
so not only apparently they spoiled part of the because apparently the report is saying that it's gonna be showing up on a credit scene for the next one. So
Right.
not only they spoil the credit scene, but also the whole the Rock and Vin Diesel feud going on. So
I had a feeling that that whole thing was completely fabricated because anyone I've ever heard that's spoken to Vin Diesel said that he's an absolute like puppy to talk to. Like he's such a good person.
I don't know,
So the
but
fact
it's
that like him and The Rock didn't get along, I was like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because they're both big nerds.
I don't know the whole contract that neither Vin Diesel or The Rock can lose is actually real. So it
Well,
wouldn't it,
that, but
so it wouldn't surprise me, even though they might be nice and everything. They have huge egos regarding their own characters. So the fact that you have these two people working together, they wanna win, is and especially in one of the movies they're supposed to be like one is the bad guy to the other in a sort of way, kind of makes sense. I don't know. This whole situation is weird, and obviously, until I see The Rock on the screen showing up and telling, I don't know, Tom to go fuck yourself or whatever, I won't believe it yet. But if true, it's gonna be hilarious. Some many people are making jokes that perhaps The Rock needs the money after all the Black Adam failures.
that yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so the fact that this happens so just a couple weeks. Wait, when is the movie coming
Months.
out? Uh, Fast X is coming out May 19th. So it's actually next week. Huh. So the fact that this movie is coming out next week and now we're having spoilers about that, yeah, it's kinda uh it's insane. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We might be getting more Fight X movies. Uh, so probably having done Race to the Past and Race a Dinosaur is might be happening. I don't know, but yeah. And then finally, movie wise, although we had the whole strike thing to talk about, but that will be at the end. Today, a report came out that James Gunn confirmed that so far they have one person cast for Superman Legacy, even though it's none of the main characters or the classic Superman characters. And also, while that was revealed, there has been a rumor going around that Rachel Brosnahan, who is in Miss Mabel, uh, Phoebe Daynor, who was in the first season of Bridgerton,
Hmm.
Emma Mackey from Sex Education, and Samara Weaving from uh, well, at this point she made so many movies. Let's see, which will be the most popular one that she did. Ready or Not, I guess, will be the most popular that she did. But anyways, all of them are in the running for Lois Lane. According to the report that I saw, Rachel Brosnahan will be the oldest one and probably not making it since they want this film to have like a 20 something Lois and Clark. And then initially it was reported that Nicholas Holt was on the running for Lex, and then later the same report corrected themselves and they said that actually he's going for Superman himself. So it will be interesting. They drop a couple other names, but I don't. I'm not familiar with any of them, so I didn't put them. But he will be, if he actually goes for it, he will be the biggest name going for Clark at the moment. And obviously, James Gunn is not confirming or denying anything. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you who are we casting for what, but I can confirm that only one person has been cast so far for the film, but it's none of the main characters. So I don't know. Nicholas Holt Superman, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, he's good.
I don't know if he's Superman good, but you know,
One thing though, he needs to bulk up.
yeah, that or I could see him being Lex Luthor.
Or he could be like not super bulky, like what's his name?
Smallville, Superman.
No, he was bulky. Superman Returns. Random growth. At least in Superman Returns. No, was it Returns? Was his movie Superman Returns? I can't remember the name of that movie.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, in that film he wasn't bulky. He got bulk later in life, like when he did when he was in the Arrowverse and he did Superman for Crisis. That he was big in that, but when he did Superman Returns, and obviously he was younger over there, he wasn't as bulk. Like he was even skinnier than Christopher Reeve, if I'm not mistaken. So, and also this is supposed to be a younger Clark, so I guess Nicholas Holt not being that bulk either will be good, maybe just to sell off that he's younger. Plus, he's an alien superpower, so technically he doesn't get to get bulk, but you know.
The sun explains all.
Yes. And then just a couple things on the realm of video games. There's a report, a rumor going around that's suggesting that there will be a PlayStation showcase somewhere the week of May 25th. So far, I haven't seen anything confirming that or denying it. So at the moment, we might be getting something that week.
Yes. What it is, no one knows yet. Apparently, it might be more. The hell are they?
I hope they show a Spider-Man 2. That's all I want.
I think it's gonna be Spider-Man 2 and some virtual console stuff.
I just want to know whether, I just want to know whether or not Spider-Man 2 is coming out this year and when this year. If it does.
I have a feeling probably not till next year.
We'll see. The free comic book day Spider-Man 2 book came kind of suggested that probably we're getting it this year. I mean, the fact that we're getting the free comic book day issue this year, some people were like, okay, that's an indication that we're getting the book, the game this year. But we'll see. And then the other stuff that came out this week, NetherRealm Studios teased a Mortal Kombat announcement. Apparently, per some reports or quote unquote leaks, it seems we're gonna get a Mortal Kombat reboot. The game supposedly is named Mortal Kombat 1 and is set for September on release on all platforms, but we'll see whether or not this is true. One thing that also I guess people suggested that is named is a reboot or called Mortal Kombat 1 is that the tease show a clock going from 11, which is the last game. That's the last game. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 is the last game. Jumping to 1 and skipping the 12. So that's why people are like, oh, they're doing a full-on reboot and we're getting Mortal Kombat 1 again or something like that. Yeah.
I'm not super happy about that, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see what they do. Whether or not the reboot is actually good or is just rebooting the franchise into a new direction, maybe. Because I think the last one brought up like a lot of lore, and I think they killed some characters, even main characters.
Yes.
Like I think Johnny Cage dies in the last one, or
Um,
or Liu
I
Kang.
want to say yes. There were
One of-
two surprising characters that died that no one was expecting.
yeah. So we'll see. And now we can jump into the strike because the guilds the Writing Skills Association is continuing with the strike. Just like we commented last week, the prior one lasted like about 8 months, and
Yes.
people are saying that probably this one will last around the same time or even longer. So we'll see. So we're still gonna have getting news as time passes. Not only movies but TV shows. I mean, not only TV shows but movies and probably other stuff getting delayed or completely canceled or stopped. So this week, the first cash.
Before we get into that,
Oh yeah. You yeah.
Uh,
Do you have something else before we jump into that?
yes. Breath of the Wild or Tears of the
Tears of the
Kingdom
Kingdom. Oh yeah.
has officially, as of today, become the highest rated video game on OpenCritic.
Oh, doesn't surprise me.
I'm not super surprised either. I have not played it yet, obviously. I think I said that earlier. I'm excited to play it when it finally gets updated, but if you have a Gen 1 Switch, maybe don't play the game yet because apparently it's overheating and killing Gen 1 Switches.
Oh, I have the skinny one.
I think I have the version 2 right before the OLED Switch came out.
Yeah, this is not the OLED. This is the Pokemon Sword and Shield skinny version. So
I think you should be okay.
yeah, it's not Gen 1 for sure.
But just a warning to anybody who's been playing or planning on playing it on a Switch that came out when the Switch first came out in the first year and a half or whatever it was. Be careful. There is a patch apparently coming. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but they are working on a patch to fix the graphical errors and some of the other stuff. But maybe hold out playing it just a little bit so that your Switch doesn't die. Because apparently what's happening is it's the processor in the older Switches is not powerful enough to play the game. So what's happening is it's overheating and then basically just completely obliterating the motherboard.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So be careful. I've been hearing great things about the game. Play it, enjoy it, but maybe if you have an older Switch, just wait a week or two.
It's all that fusing. It's all that fusing in the game.
Yeah. It's fusing your Switch to your Switch.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah. I just want to get that out of the way before I forgot about it because I have one friend who it happened to, and I've been seeing it all over Reddit and some other places.
Oh.
Since Thursday, so
I have not seen that at all. But like I said, I've been focusing more on Jedi Survivor. So, but yep. If that's everything, so as I was saying, the first casualty this week, because I will be seeing all this stuff happening every week. The first casualty of this week was the MTV Movie and TV Awards. So instead
it was painful.
Yeah, so instead of being live this year, they switched to a pre-tape event. The main reason being that it went out that the writers were gonna strike the red carpet. That and also on the fact that Drew Barrymore, who was set to host, decided also to drop in favor of the strike. Also, it seems like many movie stars that were set to appear, they did the same. So at that point, they were like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna record gonna have pre-recorded segments with people, especially the winners and Drew Barrymore, and just do that. And she will come back next year, I guess, if the strike doesn't continue. Like by the time the MTV Movie Awards can uh happen again, I don't know. But yeah,
I'm very surprised that they offered her the option to do it again. But yeah, it was. I don't know if you watched any of it.
the only thing
It
that
was like watching an episode of Ridiculousness on steroid. It was
yeah,
bad.
the only thing that I saw was Tom Cruise accepting the I don't know what award was, but it was for Top Gun Maverick, and he was playing an old World War II plane. I was like, of course he's gonna accept that in that way. The man is insane.
He was he was apparently co-piloting a Corsair. I forget what a Grumman Corsair from World War II. So that's where I picked up on like that's where Allison and I started watching it. Was right around there, and then we watched about 45 minutes of it, and it was just like pulling teeth. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I walked away.
But it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was bad because they kept doing like clips of previous performances. A lot of the performers also backed out, which I didn't know about. So they did like pre-recorded of Lizzo performing 2 years ago, and like Destiny's Child performing in like 1993 or something.
Wow,
it was wild.
Wow, that was crazy.
It was weird.
But yeah, they.
And I was like, wait, what? They got Destiny's Child, and I was watching. I was like, wait, isn't this from like the 90s? And then at the end, you're like, oh, this was recorded during the MTV Music Awards or the MTV Video Awards of 1993. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I mean, it makes sense because they did that all at the last minute. So, I mean, it's either canceling the whole show or just doing whatever they can. But yeah.
I understand why they did it, but
yeah.
it was just, they should have just canceled it and waited a couple weeks because it was bad.
Yeah. Let's see. The next thing is Jeopardy is recorded the first game show to be impacted by the strike because of the host Mayim Balak. I think that's how you pronounce it. She decided to stand down from the next couple recordings until this whole thing ends, which is
I was wondering why they were using her episodes because they seemed like they were older. But yeah, they're using pre-recorded episodes, and then they're also doing this Jeopardy Masters with Ken Jennings now.
Oh, so that's why they switched to that. Yeah, she's stepping down until the strike is over. Let's see. TV shows wise, we have a whole bunch, another bunch of TV shows ending, or I mean, stopping. Apple's TV Severance season 2, Daredevil Born Again, Andor season 2. So initially it was reported that all writing duties related to the show stop. Even though they said the script was finished before the strike, but in all films and TV shows, you still need the writers around for rewrites and add-ons and all that stuff. So they're gonna film, but all the writing is already stopped. And then Tony Gilroy, who not only is the writer of the show, but is also the producer, showrunner, I guess. Later in the week, he said that he will stop working completely. Apparently, there were someone from the guild, the union, telling on him because he was originally just gonna continue working on the production side of stuff, but apparently he confirmed that he was stopping completely. So the show is still gonna be going, being produced and all that stuff, but he won't be getting involved until the strike is over.
Hmm. Interesting.
Another thing that has stopped, even though it's not related to the writing, but mostly in solidarity with the strike, is The Last of Us season 2 is gonna stop doing casting because of the strike. I guess this will also affect the writing. I don't know who's writing the show. Is Drucker writing it? Because if he's doing it, I don't know if he's part of the guild most, since he's more of a video game writer. I don't know if they're under the same.
I think now they're under the same Writers Guild.
Okay, so probably okay. So I see a report, an article explaining that because there are no scripts, obviously they are stopping casting completely. So that's why.
Hmm.
Interesting. And then the last thing that I saw uh, today, actually, uh, or it was the last night, well, one of the two. Seth MacFarlane and the showrunners for both Family Guy and American Dad also have to step away from both shows until the strike is over. Pretty much.
I'm not that surprised considering I think he has been a WGA
Oh
writer
yeah.
for a long time. I think he wrote even for The Simpsons before he started his own show.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of people online were like, "Yeah, it makes sense because it has been recorded and reported that he has been on the picket line, bringing stuff to people this week and the last couple of weeks. So it makes sense that he will decide at the end to step away from it until it ends." Uh, I think who else did I saw? Oh, Bob Odenberg. Also, I saw him on the posting that he was on the picket lines as well.
Yes, apparently he was also in the picket lines in the 80s and the 90s.
Oh, that makes sense.
I didn't know that he was a writer on, I think it was SNL for a long time and a few other shows. But I'm glad to see him on the picket line. And this is outside of this. I think that they're protesting wage increases and some other quality of life stuff is super important.
Yeah.
But what I do kind of worry about now that we're in this Twitter and Instagram and whatever age, that some of these people like celebrities showing up to the picket lines going, "Oh, I'll bring you guys pizza," or "Oh, I'll do this," and they show up for 2 days and then that's it.
Yeah. With some people, maybe. I mean, others. Uh, Obviously, they're doing it right. They're doing it because they did it before,
Right.
and also they are writers themselves, anyways. Like again, Seth MacFarlane. Uh, he was involved in all of that, so
I'm just worried about some other people like Pete Davidson and not that I think that he's doing anything nefarious, but some of these younger kind of celebrities kind of poaching street cred or clout. That's what I'm worried about because I don't know. That's just what I'm worried about. I think that the writers should be paid fairly. And I think they should get royalties for streaming and some of the other things that they're fighting for. 130%. But I'm worried about some of these like celebrities taking advantage of it just for clout, which is not cool to me. But still, I again fully support what's happening. I'm fully for it, but I think that some of it's kind of getting abused by certain people, if that makes sense. What I
Yeah.
am super excited about, though, is like some of these people who have been writing for other people for the longest time showing up, like Dan Povenmire and some of these other people who have been within the industry for the longest time.
Yeah.
Fully supporting the strike. So like that's super great.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, at least on my side, I don't think I seen anyone doing it for crowd. At least as far as I know. I mean, everyone.
I haven't yet, but I'm just worried that might be a thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, because everyone that I seen is, like I said, related to the writers because they themselves have been writers or they done it before, like joining them on the prior one, which might remind you that Twitter wasn't the thing that it was back then, so obviously they have no reason to, uh, show up for crowd,
Right.
because crowd didn't exist, at least not that how we understand it today. It existed back then, so if they're still doing it, then okay, cool. These guys are the real G's, as people say on the streets. I think people say on the streets. I have no idea. I stay in
I'll
my
believe
house.
you. I don't know. No.
But yep, that's pretty much all that I have. Unless you have something else.
No. I think the only other thing that I had. Let me go back to my notes. No, I think that's it. Aside from apparently, and this is like super niche, but apparently this week, I forget when it was, but Daft Punk released their final song as a duo.
Wait, didn't they break up like a couple years ago?
They broke up a couple years ago, but apparently the final song that they released or recorded together was released sometime this week, and it was a demo that they did in 2013.
Huh.
It was released because it's the 10th anniversary of the album they recorded, Random Access Memories, which I think was their most popular album, if I'm not mistaken, or second most popular album. But it's not a bad song. It's good. I'm still sad that they broke up together and Guy died and his head blew up, but whatever. The other thing that I do want to mention is apparently if you've played Breath of the Wild,
Yeah,
and you have any horses tamed or saved,
they will go into
Tears of the Kingdom, which I didn't know about until my brother told me. that he went to one of the stables and all of the horses he had from Breath of the Wild showed up in Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, nice.
As long as you have your same save on the same Switch.
Yeah, it's in the same one.
But I thought that was kind of interesting. The only other thing that I had, which was kind of big, was the Microsoft acquisition of Activision has, I think it was a couple weeks ago, it was rejected by the UK's and now the EU.
I think I saw something like that, yeah.
But the US is also putting it under a lot of scrutiny because they think that it's going to end up being a monopoly.
Uh-huh.
I really don't think so, because no one buys an Xbox anymore. You don't buy an Xbox.
Or you go into your PC.
Exactly. You go to a PC, and even then, like all the games that were at least released by Blizzard were all on PC first and then on console. So, it is what it is. But I find it extremely weird that they're now making deals. In the UK and the EU are now making like concessions with Microsoft about acquiring Activision.
Mm-hmm.
That hey, if you do this, we'll do this and this, like grease our wheels. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the EU, because if it actually goes through, that means that I think they have a better chance in the US also. But it's been, I think the EU officially rejected the deal in February. So it's been months. And now they're coming back with, you know what? We'll give you some deals, some restrictions or whatever. And if you follow these, we'll approve it. And a lot of the restrictions are things that Microsoft is already apt to begin with. Yeah. So I'm not really sure what the sudden turnaround was. Maybe they paid some people off. I don't know. But it's interesting to see what's kind of happening now. But other than that, really not that whole much happening. World of Warcraft Dragonflight, which came out a while back. If you have a Blizzard account or a Battle.net account, they're giving you like a free weekend, and you can play it for free until I think the first week of June.
Oh yeah.
I don't like World of Warcraft. It sucks. It's a bad MMO. I hate it. But if you decide to play it within that time period, they're giving you 40% off the game or the expansion. Who cares? MMOs suck. I'm not a huge fan of MMOs. But yeah,
I'm not into MMOs.
They're not fun for me. I'm not super into them. There's not enough happening for me to want to keep going back and play the same game and have to grind and do a bunch of stuff. So aside from that, there's really not that much on my end. If you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet, go see it. Tomorrow, as of recording, we're recording on Saturday, May 13th. Tomorrow, May 14th, is Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Send your mom some flowers, some chocolates, whatever. Send her a text, you love her.
Yep.
We love our moms. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's everything for this week, and we'll be talking to you guys next week with more news about the strike and what other shows are affected, I guess. And, well, normally I'm watching movies on Mondays to Wednesdays, so probably I'll talk about Fast Acts on the following week. Not next week, but the following week.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what you think of it.
Because it's all about family.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because we're all family.
All family. Because it's all family.
All right, so I guess this will do it for this week's episode, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.